This one, where inconsistencies in the understanding of obligations can lead to considerable financial and logistical ramifications. Moreover, the Supreme Court's ruling reflected a broader judicial perspective on issues of default and remedies available to parties when faced with failure to comply with contractual duties. The court eloquently delineated the parameters within which a contracting party could enforce penalties or seek redress for breaches. This served to both clarify rights and obligations under such contracts, while providing much-needed guidance to businesses that rely on such agreements for operational continuity. The intention behind enforcing strict adherence to contracts was succinctly framed within the context of fostering a reliable business environment conducive to growth and efficiency. Significantly, this case reiterates the judiciary's pivotal role in interpreting contracts, safeguarding parties from arbitrary dealings. It sends a clear message about the repercussions of non-compliance and serves as an urging reminder for businesses to engage in careful contract formulation and execution. Overall, the Gujarat Urja Vikas Nigam Ltd. v. EMCO Ltd. case stands as a testament to the imperatives of contractual law and plays an instrumental role in shaping future contractual relationships within the commercial arena, ensuring stakeholders grasp the weight of their agreements. Did you know that this landmark case helped shape the regulatory framework for power companies in India, setting important precedents for future disputes in the energy sector? Leading Case 38, Gujarat Urja Vikas Nigam Ltd. v. EMCO Ltd. Others, is a pivotal case in Indian contract law that has had far-reaching implications for the energy sector. In this documentary, we'll delve into the background and significance of this case, exploring its impact on the regulatory framework for power companies in India. The case revolves around a dispute between Gujarat Urja Vikas Nigam Ltd., a state-owned power distribution company, and EMCO Ltd., a private firm that specializes in the design, manufacture, and commissioning of electrical equipment. To understand the context of this case, it's essential to appreciate the role these companies play in the energy sector. In the early 2000s, India's power sector was undergoing significant reforms, with the government encouraging private sector participation to meet the growing demand for electricity. Gujarat Urja Vikas Nigam Ltd., as a state-owned entity, played a crucial role in this process, responsible for distributing power to various regions in Gujarat. EMCO Ltd., on the other hand, was a key player in the supply of electrical equipment, providing critical infrastructure to support India's power grid. Gujarat Urja Vikas Nigam Ltd. and EMCO Ltd. had entered into a contract for the supply of electrical equipment, which subsequently led to a dispute between the parties. The contract was governed by the Indian Contract Act 1872 and the Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996. This dispute would eventually lead to a landmark judgment that would shape the regulatory framework for power companies in India. On August 17, 2007, EMCO Ltd. received a letter from Gujarat Urja Vikas Nigam Ltd. intimating them about the termination of the contract due to EMCO's alleged failure to meet the contractual obligations. EMCO Ltd. disputed this termination, arguing that Gujarat Urja Vikas Nigam Ltd. had not followed the due process as outlined in the contract. The dispute between Gujarat Urja Vikas Nigam Ltd. and EMCO Ltd. was referred to arbitration, as per the terms of the contract. The arbitral tribunal was tasked with determining whether Gujarat Urja Vikas Nigam Ltd. was justified in terminating the contract, and whether EMCO Ltd. was liable for any damages. The arbitration process was marred by several issues, including the appointment of arbitrators and the scope of their jurisdiction. Gujarat Urja Vikas Nigam Ltd. had appointed a retired High Court judge as its arbitrator, whereas EMCO Ltd. had nominated a technical expert. This led to a dispute over the arbitrator's jurisdiction, which ultimately delayed the proceedings. In 2012, the arbitral tribunal passed an award in favor of EMCO Ltd., directing Gujarat Urja Vikas Nigam Ltd. to pay a substantial amount as damages. Gujarat Urja Vikas Nigam Ltd. challenged this award in the Gujarat High Court, arguing that the arbitral tribunal had exceeded its jurisdiction. The Gujarat High Court set aside the arbitral award, ruling that the tribunal had indeed exceeded its jurisdiction. EMCO Ltd. appealed against this decision in the Supreme Court of India, which ultimately led to the landmark judgment in 2016. One of the key challenges faced by EMCO Ltd. during the litigation process was establishing the jurisdiction of the arbitral tribunal. The company had to argue